Hey guys, what is going on? It is RC Knockout and I am back with another video. Now if you are new to my channel, my name is Nolan. In today's video I've got my Traxxas Slash two-wheel drive, aka the cheapest Traxxas Slash project out. Now if you tuned into the last video, it was intended to be a bash, but unfortunately we stripped the pinion gear immediately. So really all I showed you guys in the last video was a new body I started running on the Slash, which is this body right here. It is actually a cheap Amazon body. I'm going to leave it linked down below. That will be an affiliate link, so if you do purchase using that link, I do receive a very small commission. But the channel's become very expensive, so that is a great way to show your support of the channel if you purchase using one of those links. But only came in at 30 bucks, bought it off of Amazon. They all have this splash design, by the way, but they have a black and a green one that has kind of a Monster Energy type theme look to it. They have the blue and black is what I went with, and then I think they have an orange and black and maybe a red and black. Don't quote me on that, but I'm going to leave them linked down below if you want to check them out. They're completely pre-painted. All you have to do is add the window stickers, windshield stickers, the headlight stickers, tail light and pulley stickers, and then I also reinforce this with Gorilla Tape, and it feels just as thick as the stock Traxxas Slash body. So that's really all I showed you in the last video, because as soon as I started ripping, we stripped the 48 pitch pinion gear. That was the very last straw when that happened, when I stripped that pinion gear. So that is going to lead into what the upgrade is for today. We are going to be upgrading both the pinion and the spur gear. So I went with this right here. Now this right here is a hot racing 32 pitch pinion and spur gear for the Traxxas Slash two-wheel drive. I believe it's also for the Rustler. Doesn't actually say on it. I think it's for the Rustler and maybe the Bandit too. So basically you can convert the 48 pitch gears, which are smaller teeth, over to the 32 pitch, which I've stripped multiple of the 48 pitch gears at this point, so that's why I thought this is a worthwhile upgrade. I'm actually going to leave this link down below. I think this comes in just shy of 30 bucks. The part number is STE258, and that is a hot racing upgrade part. So it includes a new spur gear, which is steel. They're both steel. So a steel 58 tooth spur gear and a steel 18 tooth pinion. Also comes with this piece, depending on what size motor shaft you're running, this little sleeve, and this just screws in place of the stock spur gear. So like I said, I think that's a worthwhile upgrade. I beefed up so much other stuff on this machine. It was about time I actually beef up the pinion spur gear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to resituate the camera, and then we're going to jump right in this installation. What we're going to do first, we're going to go ahead and remove this wheel. That'll make it a lot easier to get into the gear case. All right, got the wheel off, and I think I lost one of the screws. Yeah, I lost the top screw right here, so I need to find a replacement. When I was working in the dirt, the last bash, I lost the screw that goes up top. So normally there's a screw that goes in the back, and there's one that goes here. Now this is the 272 drag slash transmission, so it's slightly different than the stock 272 Magnum transmission. So grab our 2mm, undo this little screw right down in here, and that is currently the only one holding the cover on, and then I will show you that strip pinion. All right, you can see the remnants of the teeth right there, all those shreds of metal. And this is actually a hot racing steel spur gear I already have on here, but this is a 48 pitch one. You can see how it sheared the teeth clean off of that pinion gear. I'll clean that up a little bit, but really all we have to do, remove these 3 screws right here, here, and here, and then put the new spur gear in its place with these little, I don't know what these washer things are called, but it does also come with supplied screws. And then just put the new pinion gear on, and then resituate the motor and get everything lined up. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so these are all 2mm holding that in place. So grab our 2mm, and let's see if we can do this by just holding the spur gear. Oh yeah. By the way, if you're enjoying my content, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe if you haven't already, because next video we'll be testing this newest upgrade. Got 1. Got 2. And got 3. And then this should just come off. Yes, it does. Set that aside, and then we will go ahead and get our pinion gear off, our strip pinion gear. So that's held on with a 1.5mm. Let's get this unthreaded. Might need a little bit of persuasion. There we go. As you can see, completely sheared all the teeth off. Now let's go ahead, let's open up the new upgrade. And here is kind of the difference between 32 and 48 pitch gears. So here's the 48 pitch gears I took off. As you can see, the teeth are much tinier. So this is going to add a lot more strength. So I think this is definitely a worthwhile upgrade, because I think all the two-wheel drive Traxxas 110 scale machines, I believe, all come with 48 pitch gears. So this is kind of what the, this is like the size gears that come on the 4x4 Slash is 32 pitch. And here's that little sleeve, which I believe we probably need to use the sleeve on the shaft. Because this, yeah, this is a 5mm bore pinion that it includes. And that right there is the stock 3500 kV motor. And that only has like a 3.25 or 3.175 size motor shaft. So we have to slide this over the shaft like that, which is no problem. And there's a new 18-tooth pinion. And here are the little washers that come with. Washers and the screws. We'll go ahead and break that open. I can probably just use the ones that actually came out because it all looks like the exact same size. Yeah, so it's the exact same thing with these washers right here. And let's see if the screws are the exact same size. I think they're probably the exact same size as what came out, yeah. And just for preference, I prefer the look of the silver ones, these silver inserts, a little bit more than the blue ones. So we're just going to use the existing screws, or we'll use the existing ones of these. We'll use the new screws. So basically put that through, and then it does include these little washers that just go right up underneath. And there's one. Grab another one. And the only reason this already has the silver ones is this is what came with the, this is also a hot racing Spur Gear. This 86 tooth one that I took off. This is a steel Spur Gear, just 48 pitch gears. But the gears have actually held up pretty well on this. It's a pinion, it's a cheap Traxxas pinion gears that keep on stripping. All right, got another one, and then use the provided washer. Set that one aside, and then the last one, and one more of these washers right here. All right, and then we got all three of those. And now all we have to do is basically put the new 58 tooth Spur Gear. So just go ahead, slide this in place. All right, and we will use a dab of thread locker because this is threading into metal. So dab a thread lock on the threads. And I got dog hair. Sorry, I have dogs. What can you do? Got dog hair all over my fingers. All right, and then get those ones threaded in. So get that one started. Those are all 2mm. Got one started. Get the second one. Dab a thread lock. Got that one started. And then the last one. All right, dab a thread lock on the threads. And get that one started. Then we can go ahead and get all these nice and snug. All right, and that one's snug. So now they are all on. So now we can move on to the pinion gear. So moving on to the pinion gear, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna undo the screws holding the motor in place right now. Those are 2mm. So I can just loosen the motor up a little bit right now. All right, so then the motor can slide. And like I said, we're gonna need this sleeve right here, it looks like. And it does have a grub screw installed. Is that a 2mm? Yes, it is. It's a 2mm grub screw. Oh, and the cool thing about this pinion gear, guys, is it actually has a grub screw on both sides. I like that design. So then we can go ahead, slide this little barrel adapter, whatever you want to call it. That's going to go in like that. And then the pinion's going to have to go on this way for it to line up with the spur gear. All right, I got the sleeve on, as you can see, and I also have got the grub screw hole lined up with the flat piece of the motor shaft. Then what we're going to do is we're going to use a dab of thread locker on this grub screw. And we are going to go ahead and tighten this grub screw in place. All right, that one is snug. Really, that's all you need to hold it, but for a little extra assurance, we can put the other one on the other side, which we will do. That's also 2 mil. Also put a dab of thread locker on it and into the other side. Okay, that one's tight. Now what I have to do is I just need to get the gear mesh set, which I just do by feel. And to be honest, that actually looks pretty darn good, just like that. You just want a little bit, like a little bit of wiggle room. Right there. See if that's good. Main thing is that it moves smoothly, which it does. As long as it spins smoothly, that should be good. So we're going to call that good. And then I just have to go ahead, get the cover back on and get the wheel back on, and then she is done. But I'll probably go ahead and do that off camera. If you did enjoy this video, go ahead, give it a big like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Also hit that bell because I will be testing out this upgrade in the next video. And it's a pretty easy install. Not that difficult of a install, so really like that. So I'll go ahead and get this button up off camera and just stay tuned for the next video.